Hi. In this video, I'll provide some final thoughts and statistics from the Spring 2013 session of the Coursera Gamification course. First, if you haven't already seen it and you want to know your final score, or if you earned either a statement of accomplishment or a verified certificate on the signature track, you can get all of that on your Coursera course account page, which is at this URL right here. And I'll urge you to keep in mind what I've talked about regarding the pros and cons of rewards. Ultimately, I hope that you will think of this class as primarily about learning, about what you've gained from the course and can take with you and apply in other contexts, as opposed to just focusing on a passing score as the primary objective. Some statistics from this session of the course. We had just over 66,000 students registered. That's about 80% of the number of students who registered for the course in the first session when it was offered in fall 2012. So a huge number of people from all over the world, 145 countries represented. Some other data from demographics from the surveys we did, average age 33, but a huge range. We had high school students and even people younger than high school taking the class, and we had people in their 70s and 80s taking the class. About 2 out of 3 students were male, and about 3 out of 4 were not full-time students. Most of you were and are working in some job, with a smattering of people, stay-at-home moms, retired or otherwise, but only a minority are in school full-time right now. And that tracked with what I saw in the first session of the course in the fall, as well as in many other MOOCs. They are an opportunity for people to enhance their school experience, but also a great opportunity for lifelong learning, for people to get access to knowledge outside of the opportunities that they currently have because they're not in school. Most of the people in the course had graduated from college, and about 44%, according to the survey, said that they had not only received a college degree, but also some sort of advanced degree, master's, PhD, JD, or other advanced degree. And again, these numbers are fairly similar to what we see in most of the Coursera MOOCs that are available today. Out of the 66 or so thousand students, roughly 5,600 received over 70 points, the threshold for earning the statement of accomplishment, or if you're in signature track, the verified certificate. That works out to 8.4%, slightly lower than the percentage in the course in the fall when it was about 10%. I'll give you some more detailed statistics on that in a moment. There were close to 2,200 students in the signature track. And this was a pretty extraordinary number. Coursera has offered the signature track on more than 20 courses so far. The most students, I believe, that they've ever had sign up was around 900. This class had more than double that. And of those signature track students, roughly 2/3, 1,500, pass the class and earn the verified certificate. So as you'd imagine, people who are paying and opting into the verified signature option for the course, much more likely to stick with the course all the way through and pass than people who sign up for it and aren't part of that. And again, I'll show you some more statistics on the engagement curve for the course in a moment. In addition to what happened in the course itself, over 10,000 discussion board posts, a huge number, over 100,000 peer assessments, so 134,000 times in this course a student assessed another student on a written assignment. And over 9,000 students contributed peer assessments of other students. And these are all extremely high numbers. Peer assessments, as I've said all along, are a challenge. They are not going to be perfect. There is a chance that you will get inaccurate grades in your peer assessment, although most of the research that's been done suggests that overall, on average, the results of the peer assessments are pretty good. But still, it's a scary thing. It's something people aren't familiar with. It's something that has some risk involved. So typically in Coursera courses, the number of students engaged and participating drops precipitously when peer assessments are involved. In this class, still a very high number of people willing to do those written assignments, which was an encouraging sign. And outside of the course, over 1,500 tweets on the Gamification 13 hashtag. Just a few statistics that I cherry-picked to show the level of engagement and activity around this one course. So if we look at the student engagement, or how many students were participating in various activities in the course, we see a pattern that's typical of all MOOCs so far, which is a high number of students sign up. Again, in this session of the class, close to 70,000 students sign up, and then as soon as the course starts, the number drops very dramatically. So a high percentage of people who clicked register for the course when the course came along didn't even start watching the videos. They may have just signed up on a lark. They may have signed up months before and not had time later. They may just, once it came down to it, not have wanted to spend the time to go through and take the course. Again, very typical. The numbers keep going down further as we move along through the various assignments in the course, but level off substantially to the end. Again, this is a common pattern in virtually all MOOCs that are available for free and to the public. As I said, when people sign up and volunteer to pay money for some verified certificate, then the numbers look somewhat different. So here's the closer, more detailed picture in this session of the course. Roughly 52% of the people who registered, of those 66,000 who signed up during the entire time the course was available for sign up, just over half started the course, started watching the videos with the first video, and half of those number submitted the first quiz, the first simple 5-question quiz. Again, typical numbers, and then they go down from there till you get to the end here. 9% of the students did the third peer assessment. That was the final project, the most substantial written project in the course. Slightly more than that, actually, 11% did the final exam, and as I said, 8.4% of the students received a passing grade in the course. Now, 8.4% sounds fairly small. It's actually quite good for most MOOCs that are out there so far. But if you look at it in terms of baskets of students, the numbers actually look even better than that. Again, many students who signed up for the course either had no serious intent of taking it or really weren't focused on taking it and getting all the way through the course and doing all the required assignments. And many students who started the class still watched videos and participated, but just didn't want to devote the time and effort to going through and doing all of the assignments. They may still have gone through the class and felt that they had completed it, but didn't necessarily earn the score because they didn't do the assignment. So the red chart here shows of students who actually started watching the videos. So students who were starting here at this 52%, 16% of them received a passing grade in the course. Of students who turned in any of the assignments, who did anything even starting with the quiz, a third of them passed the class. And of students who turned in the first written assignment, the first peer assessed assignment, over half of them received a passing score in the class. So this suggests, again, as are typical of MOOCs, that there's a big funnel of people who get interested in the class, who may sign up for it. But the core of people who are committed even from the beginning to doing all the assignments, doing the requirements, and getting a passing score is a small percentage of that. Of that small percentage, though, a substantial number in this course were able to make it all the way through and receive that passing grade. These numbers are similar to what I saw in the fall session of the course. Here on the right of the chart are the fall 2012 numbers in gray. As you can see, the fall 2012 numbers across the board are slightly higher. So this session of the class, 8.4% of the number that registered received a passing score. Fall 2012, that number was about 10%. I don't have any particular explanation why that was the case. Might have been the first time the class was offered, and when MOOCs were newer, people were more excited. May have been more or better involvement by me and my teaching team. Might have been small differences in the way we scored the assignments. So in the first session of the course, you could do the quizzes and the final twice without having your score decrease. You essentially got one free retake of the questions, and then the score went down by 25% each time. In the second session of the course, your score went down, your effective score went down 20% each time you retook a quiz. You would, in both cases, get the highest score, but the scores were computed that was decided from. Those were computed going down 20% each time. Last time you could do it twice and not have that amount reduced. Did that substantially change the percentage of students who stuck with the class? I'm inclined to believe that's a small enough difference that it didn't make a dramatic difference in the overall numbers, but who knows? I'm starting to look through the data from the surveys and other data to try to see if I can tease out more specifically what the difference was between the first and second session of the class. In any event, the difference was not that dramatic. In both cases, the numbers still are at the top end of what most MOOCs are reporting in terms of the percentage of students who finish and receive the passing score in the course. I also asked in the wrap-up survey some questions about people's enjoyment of the class, whether students felt that the class was valuable, and generally speaking, the numbers were quite good. You see here of the question, was I an effective teacher? 4.6 on a 5-point scale was the average score. I'm happy with what I learned. Basically, do students feel like the class was worth it in terms of learning? 4.5 on a scale of 5. Was I learning things I would not otherwise be able to learn, which is not necessarily essential, but is particularly powerful if people feel like they're getting something that they couldn't get anywhere. 4.2 on a scale of 5. So those are numbers that suggest that, at least of the population of people who filled out the survey, which would tend to skew since it was at the end of the class, to the students who stayed around and found the course valuable enough to participate in. But of those students, at least, seems that the vast majority felt like this was a worthwhile experience, and that's certainly something that I'm glad to hear about, and tracks with what I've seen anecdotally in your comments on the discussion boards, as well as the emails and the Twitter tweets and other comments that I've seen on social media. So overall, I'm satisfied with the results of the class. I expect to offer the class again, probably either in late fall or early winter 2013-2014. You can sign up on the Coursera page for the gamification course to be put on a watch list to be notified when the course is available again. So if any of your friends or coworkers are interested in the course and want to know when the next session will be, tell them to go sign up there and they'll get notified when it's finalized and announced. So what now? Well, I hope that you found this course valuable, and I hope that you're able to take it and build on it in either your future educational experiences or in your professional experiences. I plan to run, as I said, this course again. I don't know if I will run a follow-on advanced gamification course at any point. My general sense is that this course provides a platform and a foundation, gives you the basics of what you need to know about gamification, and the best thing for people to do that want to build on it is to go try and apply it and learn by doing. But it's possible at some point I'll run a subsequent course on Coursera about more advanced gamification techniques. I also, as I've mentioned several times, have my book For the Win, which provides additional frameworks and information and case studies on these topics, which I encourage you, if you're looking for more, to go check out at the URL there, which has links to where you can buy the ebook anywhere in the world where it's available. You can also follow me on Twitter. That's generally the best place to get my frequent updates. The Twitter handle is @kwerb, K-W-E-R-B. And I hope, as I said, that you will apply what you've learned, that you'll take the concepts in the class and find opportunities in your own life, either personally in terms of motivating yourself to do things, or in your community, or in your workplace, to figure out how to use gamification to motivate yourself, your friends, your coworkers, customers, and other populations. As I've said time and time again, this is a new field. We're all learning this as we go. We're all figuring out the best practices and best ways to apply gamification. You've got information now that most people don't have. You've got a base of knowledge, and I hope that you will see yourself, not me, but yourself, as the future of gamification going forward. Thanks, as always, for your time and your attention and your participation and engagement in this class. It has been a wonderful, fun experience for me, and I wish you great success in the future.